Well, the Trump administration taking shape here in the first few days since he was elected. The president-elect putting together a team to lead the nation. Mr. Trump now considering members of his cabinet after appointing RNC Chairman Reince Priebus as his chief of staff and campaign CEO Steve Bannon, formerly of Breitbart News, as chief strategist. Ken Blackwell is leading the domestic transition effort. What does that task look like right now, sir?
Well, first, let me just say that there is a whole team that's putting together a plan that will create the architecture and the personnel to allow the Trump agenda to move forward very, very rapidly. And so, you know, his priorities have been articulated in major addresses, both right before his election and right after his election. And the number one theme is to get our economy growing again. And one of the ways that he's tried to do this is to, in fact, show confidence in the economy and provide reason for the economy to have confidence in his strategy and his leadership. And that's happening. He reached across the table. He shook the hand of Barack Obama. He has, in fact, now put together a team with Vice President Pence, Vice President-elect Pence leading it, that will set an agenda based on unleashing the energy and the force of the American economy, creating a tax climate to get, you know, the trillions of dollars offshore invested back into the country.
Ken, you were not always a Donald Trump supporter. You originally backed Texas Senator Ted Cruz.
No, I didn't. I was originally an independent. No, I didn't endorse anyone. I was an advisor to the Our Principles PAC.
Okay.
But I did slow walk. I slow walked my embrace because I wanted to see.
So what made you finally come around then to being
Mr. Trump, in fact, embraced what I consider to be the framework of constitutional governance. He, in fact, has basically said in his own words that he wants to put a harness on the growth and reach of government in our lives, and he wants to free up our free market system.
Okay, so that being said, when you're in charge, you're in charge of his domestic transition team, what are his other picks going to look like here?
I am not in charge of his domestic policy. Mr. Trump and the Vice President are in charge of their agenda. And as a consequence, what we're trying to do is to put together teams of folks that will provide the foundation of an administration.
Okay, so what do his other picks look like? Give us an idea. Now that we've seen Bannon and Priebus.
Part of the fun of this is the speculation, and so there's a lot of discussion, a lot of vetting. But look, we in fact have a deep farm system. We control more governorships, more chambers of state legislatures. We in fact have folks who have done these jobs before in other administrations and done them effectively, like John Bolton, who we can pull from. He's going to pull together the most effective cabinet, I think, in generations, perhaps since Ronald Reagan. And one of the things that he did was that he took the model from Ronald Reagan. If you remember, you had Ed Meese, you had Jim Baker, and they were able to work together to use their strengths, their individual strengths through collaboration to put together the team to carry out the Reagan Revolution in a policy sense. And what he's been able to do is pick Steve Bannon and Reince Priebus, and now they're going to build the team around them that will, in fact,
so what do you make of the response that we've seen so far to that, Ken? I mean, there's been a lot of criticism of the Bannon pick based on his history. Reince Priebus, conservatives seem to like that. I mean, are there going to be controversial picks in the future?
How do you like those markets? The markets are responding. You know, this is a leader.
You're referencing the U.S. stock market at record highs.
Absolutely. And why is that?
Are you saying that is because of the Donald Trump victory?
Yeah, I'm saying it's because he's projecting confidence. He's projecting that he's putting together a team that's ready to lead. And when there is that sort of confidence, markets respond favorably. And I think that's the big indicator of what sort of leadership he's going to provide.
We're looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average right now, and it's pretty much flat on this Monday afternoon. But it's at 18,840. I mean, you are looking at record highs, and you are looking what appears to be confidence in the markets after this election has taken place. Donald Trump said last night on 60 Minutes his focus and his priority is going to be jobs, jobs, jobs. Still, you're leaving us with a lot of room for speculation here. I just wonder who else you can tell us. I mean, how else he's going to build a team that is going to help him accomplish these lofty goals.
He just brought on board the vice president. There was a smooth transition from Governor Christie to Governor Pence, Vice President-elect Pence. They are putting together their team in New York, and this has been a smooth transition. Look, for months there was a big wall between the campaign and the transition team. We've been in business since right before Labor Day, and as a consequence, now that he's won a historic election, he in fact has said, let's merge the talented people of both operations into one. And that is what you're seeing taking shape right now.
Okay.
But you know, there are people from his, what I call the wise men and women that have been around him that he's now infusing into this transition structure.
So I have to leave it there. But just my final question to you, because you are part of this team, how does Donald Trump make his decisions?
He's a great listener, and then he's decisive against the principles that he knows works. And he's going to put America back to work again.
All right. And you, sir, are part of that team. Thanks for joining us.
Good to be with you.